See you at this.
Happy to be here. Good afternoon to you. Happy holiday.
From you, Greg.
Yes. Okay, so let's see. Ms. Bridgewater, would you give everyone the SAP reset date if you have it?
Sure. The reset date for the SAP calendar is going to be July the 19th.
Okay, thank you. And where would you all like to begin today? Courtroom 2 or 3?
Good afternoon, Judge. We're going to start in courtroom 2 with position 6, Mr. Griggs.
Okay, good afternoon. Who's representing Mr. Griggs?
That'll be my case, Your Honor.
Okay, good afternoon, Ms. Feinstein.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon, Mr. Griggs. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Say it again.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Griggs. You've been charged in case 22 CR 004270Y with criminal trespass. Afternoon, Ms. Harrison. Is there a history?
Yes, Judge. 14 cycles, last arrest, January of 2020 for criminal trespass in Fulton County. Record indicates an open case pending in Fulton County for possession of cocaine, possession and use of drug-related objects, and criminal trespass, 19 SC 170378. That case is currently in judicial hold status. Record indicates 2 violations of probation within the past 10 years, 2020 misdemeanor conviction for trespass, 2012 terroristic threats and obstruction of law enforcement officer felony conviction, 2013 burglary. Nothing further to add.
Ms. Mitchell, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Your Honor, we're recommending $1,000 surety, a stay away from the incident location, Circle K gas station at 548 Northside Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. In this case, the defendant criminally trespassed by remaining on the property of Circle K gas station, and after receiving a previous criminal trespass warning, the arresting officer remembered defendant from his previous trespass incident at this incident location. Your Honor, as heard from pretrial, the defendant has an extensive criminal history with 32 cycles. The last criminal trespass arrest, or I should say conviction, in 2020 was at the same incident location, in addition to the open case that involves another criminal trespass. And in both instances, he received a signature bond. So in this case, we are recommending the $1,000 surety bond. Thank you.
Feinstein?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Griggs is from Atlanta. He's lived in this area his whole life. He is 48 years old, and he informed me that he has some severe health issues. As for school, he went to the 12th grade, and he is currently unable to work. For this case, he said that he was trying to get some food, asked someone for food, and we discussed not going back there, that if he needs to go somewhere else in the future, that he will. I do understand the criminal history explained by pretrial, but Mr. Griggs, he didn't have money for food. He doesn't have money to bond out. So he is asking the court to consider a signature bond with a stay away. As I said, we had a long conversation about that earlier today.
It's going to be $1,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from the Circle K, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Mr. Griggs, I'm going to let you out, but you can't go back to that Circle K, okay?
All right.
All right.
I'm sorry,
Thank
Judge.
you.
What was the bond amount?
It's $1,000 signature through the jail.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Courtroom 3 is gonna go next, Judge.
Okay, very good.
Position number 13, Judge.
Good afternoon, Ms. Smith. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir, I agree.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 004276C with simple battery. Is there a history, Ms. Harrison?
3 cycles, last arrest March of 2020 for, 2013 for probation violation in Newton County. Underlying charge is theft by taking, misdemeanor. I'm sorry, that was a felony, theft by taking. That was a conviction in 2012 out of Newton County, a 2013 possession of marijuana. Nothing further to add.
Good afternoon, Ms. Sari.
Good afternoon, Judge. In this case, officers responded to 1801 Howell Mill Road in Atlanta. That's the address for a PetSmart store. They responded to the incident location regarding a fight. There were multiple parties involved in this fight, but regarding this defendant, she was not an employee of the store. She was simply the partner of another employee that was involved in the fight. Essentially, this defendant was called to the incident or the scene from her partner due to an altercation with the victim, whose name is Deshawn, that's Deshawn, last name Jackson. When the victim actually informed officers that he was walking around looking at fish and crickets when the employee came to him and asked him to stop banging on one of the tanks. And when he asked her, why was she yelling at him and told her that she could dismiss herself, she called this defendant to confront the victim. And Your Honor, the victim in the case, he stated that the defendant continued to proceed towards him, that she was very hostile, and that she threw a punch at him. When officers arrived, they were able to view some footage on different patrons' cell phones, and that officer did see the defendant walking up to the victim and attempting to hit him. So, Your Honor, as we've heard from pretrial, the defendant does have a guilty conviction. I have a theft by conversion and theft by taking, as well as a 2013 marijuana possession guilty conviction and a 2013 probation violation. The state's recommendation in this case is a $3,000 surety bond with conditions of no contact with the victim, stay away from the incident location, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Nothing further.
Is there a co-defendant on this calendar, Ms. Sari?
Yes.
Yes, position 4, Your Honor.
Okay, position 4.
And that would be ASG Mitchell's case.
Afternoon, Ms. McLeod.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. My client is 33 years old. She is a native of the Metro Atlanta area. She is gainfully employed, has been working in the same position for the past 3 years. She tells me that the alleged victim was being extremely aggressive with her. Her significant other works at the store and felt threatened by this patron. And she called my client. My client went over there. The alleged victim got aggressive with her and they got into a fight. I believe the security guard for the store was also involved in a fight and he got arrested. I'm not sure whether or not the patron also got arrested, but apparently there was a bit of a melee. My client has no history of any kind of violence, Your Honor, and the history that she has is quite remote. The last time was, I believe, was in 2013. Based on that, I would ask the court to consider giving her a signature bond so she can get out of jail, get back to work, and get on with her life. Thank you, Your Honor.
It's going to be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial, 1-day anger awareness. Stay away from the PetSmart at 1801 Howell Mill Road. No further contact with Deshawn Jackson. And no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Smith.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, that concludes my business for the day. May I be excused?
Yes, enjoy the rest of your 4th.
Thank you. You too,
See you
Judge.
next time.
Yes.
Position number 8 is next, please, Judge.
Okay. Good Good afternoon, Ms. Mecklin. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 004272Y with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Harrison?
One moment, Judge. I show 3 arrests out of Texas. No disposition was listed. Last arrest was October of 2020 for theft by receiving stolen property. And it's greater than 1,500. No disposition listed. She is recommended for UJR pretrial, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor, in this case, the defendant battered her, I believe, boyfriend, Mr. George Turner, by striking him on his right hand with a fork, causing a puncture wound. We understand she does have a remote history, but based on the alleged facts and her using a fork, we are recommending a $3,000 surety bond, the no further contact with Mr. Turner, a stay away from the location 2061 Bent Creek Way, Southwest.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure who that is. Okay, I'm sorry, Ms. Mitchell. I couldn't hear you. You can go ahead.
Okay.
261 Bent Creek?
2061
Okay.
Bent Creek Way, Southwest, Atlanta, Georgia. A one-day anger awareness and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Bronstein?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Mecklin is 43 years old. She is originally from Texas, but moved out here in 2012 for school. She's been back and forth a little bit due to family, but has lived in Atlanta for the past several years. In the area is her daughter and her grandson. She works as a CNA at Grady and has been in that line of work for the past 4 years. As far as this case goes, Your Honor, she informed me that she has been abused by the complaining witness in this case for years, that the issue is she wants to leave, she wants to get out of the house, and he was not letting her. She does not want to live with him anymore. She wants to escape his years-long abuse. She has no problem, obviously, not going to the house. That is what she wanted before he tried to stop her. She would ask for a one-time escort to get her belongings. She does have another place to stay. Due to the fact that she does not have prior convictions, based on the pretrial report, we are asking for a signature bond in this case.
It's going to be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial, one-day anger awareness, no further contact with George Turner, stay away from the Bent Creek Way address. She can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that she might have there. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Mecklin.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Who do we have next?
Position 1. We have position 5, Mr. Collins.
Okay, we're gonna go to 5 or 1.
No, position, we're doing courtroom 2, Judge.
Okay, all right. So someone said 5, so I didn't know where that was coming from.
No, that's South Annex.
Okay, so this is Mr. Barber?
This is position 5, Mr. Collins.
Mr. Collins, okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Collins. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Collins. You've been charged in case 22 CR 004269C with criminal trespass and possession and use of drug-related objects and fare evasion. Is there a history?
Cycles, last arrest, April of 2021 for probation violation. Underlying charge is disorderly conduct. That was a conviction, 1 violation of probation within the past 10 years. And he is recommended for UJR pretrial. Nothing further.
Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor, in this case, the defendant was seen entering the MARTA station through an emergency exit without paying the required fare. When stopped, he wasn't able to provide his MARTA Breeze card or ID card. When he was placed under arrest, the drug-related pipe was found in his right pocket. Officers then ran a MARTA suspension check, and it came back with an active suspension that was given on May of this year. That's active until August 15th of this year. Your Honor, the state's recommending as to count one, $1,000 signature bond, count two, 500 signature, count three, 500 signature, totaling a $2,000 signature bond. Stay away from the H.E. Ohms MARTA station located on 70 H.E. Ohms Drive, Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia. Well, all MARTA, he has a current active suspension, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Ms. Bronson, I take it you don't have any objection to that?
No, Your Honor, I didn't get all of the conditions though. I was typing too slow.
Okay, so I'm gonna make it as far as the MARTA goes. So it's gonna be 1,000 for the criminal trespass, 500 for each of the other charges. So $2,000 signature bond. That's gonna go through the jail. Abide by any active MARTA suspensions and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Collins.
Next is position 10 and 11, Mr. Say. Have a seat for me, Collins, over here. You got a signature bond, Collins.
Good afternoon, Mr. Said. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Said, you've been charged in case 22 CR 004264G with criminal trespass and theft by taking, and in case 22 CR 004274G with simple battery and criminal trespass. Is there a history?
Cycles, last arrest December of 2019 for criminal trespass in Fulton County. No disposition listed on that arrest. He is recommended for UJR pretrial. Nothing further.
Sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. We actually have two cases with this defendant at the same incident location. For the first case, date of offense 3/7/22. Officers responded to Sweet Hut Bakery and Cafe that's located at 933 Peachtree Street in Atlanta. They responded regarding a criminal trespass call. The victim, whose name is Sandy Pham, that's Pham, she told officers that she asked the defendant to leave the location as he had been previously criminal trespassed, and he refused. Eventually, when he did decide to leave, he walked out of the door, but before he got all the way out, he spat on the victim. The state's recommendation is a $2,500 surety bond on count one and a $1,000 surety bond on count two, with conditions of staying away from the incident location, no contact with the victim, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. And Your Honor, in the second case, date of offense 7/2/2022, the officers responded regarding a theft call. A different employee stated that the defendant was inside the business shoplifting. And of course, he had been previously criminal trespass as he had a case, a charge 4 months prior to this one. So he does keep returning to this incident location. According to this employee, she stated that he was stealing items out of the store and making terroristic threats. So for this case, the state's recommendation is a $2,000 surety bond, and that's $1,000 on each charge with the same conditions: stay away and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons.
Yes, Judge. Mr. Saeed is 58 years old. He does have employment at the Westin Hotel downtown. He is due to be at work tomorrow, and he's very concerned. He said his work has a very strict policy that if he misses work, he will get fired, and he depends on that job to survive and support himself. And that is what he does. He does not have any family here. His family all lives in Egypt. So he does not have anyone that'd be capable and able to help bond him out. So that is why on his behalf, I am asking for a signature bond on each of these, Judge, because no matter how low the bond is, he's not going to be able to pay. As no one that's able to come help him. He's by himself here. I did make crystal clear to him, Judge, that he cannot return to either of those locations, or obviously, this is going to get even worse. So once again, Judge, I am asking for the signature bond on Mr. Saeed's behalf.
Okay. Position 10, the criminal trespass and the theft by taking, it's going to be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial on each of those charges. So it's a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial. Stay away from 933 Peachtree Street. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. On position 11, for the simple battery, it's going to be a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. For the criminal trespass, $1,000 SOB through pretrial, making it a total of a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 1-day anger awareness. Stay away from the 933 Peachtree Street address. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. All right.
All right. Thank you,
And I'm
Judge.
sorry, Your Honor, did you mention the no contact order?
Okay. Does Sandy Pham work at that place?
Yes, Your Honor, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
He's
So
manager.
no contact with Sandy Pham on both of those. All right.
Got it.
Good luck to you, Mr. Saeed.
Judge.
Next is position 14, Mr. Thomas.
Good afternoon, Mr. Thomas. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Thomas, you've been charged in case 22 CR 004279E with battery and criminal trespass. Is there a history, Ms. Harrison?
Two cycles, one in Georgia and one North Carolina. Last arrest was July of 2019 for misdemeanor conspiracy. That was out of North Carolina and it was a conviction. Nothing further.
Ms. Sari?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, officers responded to 1465 Holcomb Bridge Road. That is the address of a McDonald's in reference to a physical altercation. The victim in this case, whose name is James Edmondson, he stated that he was a patron through the drive-through window where he got into some type of disagreement with the staff, and the defendant actually threw a carton of straws through the window and they landed in the victim's car. He also stated that the defendant walked out of the McDonald's location. He came up to the victim's car and punched the victim multiple times in the face. He also stated at the next point, the defendant he had a broom and he hit the victim's car with the broom, causing damage. So in this case, I forgot to mention that officers were able to view footage from the incident from McDonald's staff, and he was able to confirm all of this on camera. The state's recommendation in this case.
Stupid ass shit. What's funny?
You had it work. What you do?
My phone.
Ms. Anderson, we can hear you. Ms. Anderson. Ms. Anderson, thank you. I'm sorry, Ms. Sari. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the state's recommendation for the criminal trespass is a $2,000 surety bond with conditions of, $2,000 surety bond for the battery. This is where actually the defendant punched the victim in the face multiple times. The state's recommendation is a $3,000 surety bond. For the conditions is no contact with the victim, stay away from the incident location if he's no longer employed there. 1-day anger awareness, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
Mr. Finley?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Thomas is 24 years old. He has one son who he is the primary he primarily takes care of. His son lives with him full-time, 7 days a week. And 5 days a week, he works at a Pilgrim's Pride chicken plant. He's got that job. He's maintained full-time employment there. He has his mom here that he's extremely close with. And that's the only other person that'd be able to help him with his son. So he does have community ties with his mom, but he needs to be there to take care of his son, as his son is young and lives with him full-time. So on his behalf, I am asking for a signature bond, Judge, but if not inclined, then a $1,000 surety bond.
Is he still working at the McDonald's, or does he need to go back there?
No, sir.
No.
Okay, so he's not opposed to a stay away.
That's correct, right, Mr. Thomas?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, Judge.
all right. So for the battery, it's going to be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial. For the criminal trespass, a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial. Makes it a total of a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial. 1 day anger awareness, no further contact with James Edmondson, stay away from the McDonald's on Holcomb Bridge Road, 1465, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you. You too.
Position 15, Mr. Valor.
Hello, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Valor. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Valor. You've been charged in case 22 CR 004277B with simple battery. Is there a history, Ms. Harrison?
Your Honor, what position?
Position 15.
We'll see.
2 cycles, last arrest, November of 2021 for simple battery in Louds County, Georgia. That was a conviction. A 2022 disorderly conduct, misdemeanor conviction. Nothing further, Judge.
Sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, officers responded to Atlanta Medical at 340 Boulevard Northeast in Atlanta regarding in a situation with this defendant who battered a woman who is a representative of the hospital. I'm sorry, 1 second, I'm grabbing her name. I'm not able to pronounce her name. I'll spell it. First name is Tawakait. Last name Okanlawon. The victim stated to officers that the defendant was asking for ketchup for his food when he got upset, and he grabbed her by the neck and started to choke her and then punch her with a closed fist. The state's recommendation in this case is as we've heard from pretrial, the defendant does have a history of violence. He has a 2020 battery family violence case that was reduced to disorderly conduct, and that was a guilty conviction, a 2021 simple battery conviction. So he does have a risk of reoffending, and he is a violent offender. The state's recommendation is a $3,000 surety bond with conditions of no further violent contact with the victim, 1 day anger awareness, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. The state is not recommending a stay away as this is a hospital. Nothing further.
Finley?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Valor is 21 years old, Judge. As we heard, this did happen at a hospital. He does not have a home, but I do have a social worker that I'm reaching out to that's going to meet with him regarding housing, having him a stable place, and also some resources to help him get on his feet, because he is a young man kind of fighting an uphill battle in his life at the moment. But I do have a good email for him. I do have a good phone number for him, and I really stress the importance of returning to court. And he did obviously say that having somewhere stable to live, which I think we can help him with, would help him follow through with that. So I do feel confident he'll be at court, Judge, and I am asking for a signature bond on Mr. Valor's behalf, as he has no money and just has no chance or opportunity to pay a bond judge.
Was he at the hospital seeking medical treatment, Mr. Finley?
I believe I didn't get the exact what he was
Okay.
being treated or.
I mean, I was wondering if this was if a medical condition had anything to do with this incident or not. I see you there with your hand up, Mr. Vallow. Let me just tell you, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. If you need to speak with Mr. Finley, I'm happy to give you that opportunity, but let him speak on your behalf regarding this, regarding the details of the matter. Okay, sir?
Yes, sir.
And Your Honor, per the warrant, he was there seeking medical treatment.
Okay, all right. So it's going to be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial. No further violent contact with the alleged victim, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. And Mr. Finley assures the court that a social worker will be going to help him with housing.
Yes, sir.
Judge, does he have an address?
Ms. Harrison, he does not have an address right now, but I do have getting a email out to a social worker that's going to get him some resources.
Yeah, we would need an address, Judge.
Okay, I'm going to send him through the jail, Mr. Finley.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Valor.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
Yeah, you are, Mr. Valor. Have a seat for me right here.
Oh my gosh.
Position 2,
Thank you.
Mr. Bowles.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. Which position?
This is position 2, Mr. Bowles.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bowles. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
I do.
Yes?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bowles. You've been charged in case 22 CR 004266A with criminal trespass. Is there a history, Ms. Harrison?
Your Honor, 23 cycles with history in Georgia and North Carolina. Last arrest, December of 2021 for criminal trespass and simple assault. No disposition listed on that arrest. Record does indicate the defendant is currently on probation in Henry County for simple assault and criminal trespass. 21 SR 3903, sentenced December of 2021 with 12 months probation. Record also indicates a 2020 misdemeanor conviction out of North Carolina for larceny, 2019 felony conviction, possession of cocaine, 2018 common law robbery, felony conviction out of North Carolina, 2015 felony conviction for possession of cocaine, resisting officer, and possession of controlled substance in prison, 2013 break and entering, felony conviction, 2013 possession of marijuana with intent, felony conviction, 2012 and 13 misdemeanor conviction, possession of drug paraphernalia, and a 2010 simple battery, all out of North Carolina. Nothing further to add.
Thank you. Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the defendant criminally trespassed by refusing to leave the Emory University emergency room after being discharged and after being given numerous commands to leave. The defendant instead stayed on the bed and said, quote, "I'm not leaving." Your Honor, there's a current bond of $1,000 surety on this case, and the state's going to request that that bond remain the same with a stay away from the incident location unless seeking medical attention, and if so, to obey by the staff's requests, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Your Honor, as heard for pretrial, the simple assault and criminal trespass conviction in 2021, that incident occurred at Piedmont Hospital. So a similar situation, in that situation, he did assault a staff member. And then also has a criminal trespass conviction from 2008 and an outstanding warrant. So based on his history and his risk of reoffending, we are recommending that the bond remain the same. Thank you.
Ms. Bronstein?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Bowles is 30 years old. He was born in Atlanta, grew up in North Carolina, and moved back to Georgia. He has an 8-year-old child, and in the area are his aunts, grandmother and his father. He does have a GED and he works as a dishwasher at a restaurant downtown. I saw an Odyssey, so I did see the $1,000 bond set. He told me that he would not be able to afford that, but I also think he might have a hold in Henry County. I asked him, he wasn't sure what that was about. I was going to ask the court consider setting a signature bond to the hold, seeing as this is a criminal trespass case, and so that he can go down to Henry County and deal with that case.
That's the probation violation.
Okay.
All right. Again, Mr. Bowles, I see you with your hand up. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. I will allow you to speak with Ms. Bronstein at a later time regarding this matter. At this point in time, I'm going to give you a signature bond. So you can speak with her about any matter that you have. I'm going to release you to the hold. So it's going to be a $5,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from Emory University emergency room unless seeking medical treatment, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Next, we have position 3, Mr. Burrow.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Doing fine, Mr. Burrow. Good afternoon. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, I do.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Burrows, you've been charged in case 22 CR 004267Y with theft by receiving stolen property. And Ms. Harrison, is there a history?
Cycles with history in Georgia, Missouri, and South Carolina. Last arrest, February of 2020, for operating a vehicle on highway without a valid license and no insurance in Kansas City, Missouri. No disposition listed on that arrest. Record indicates 2, failure to appear within the past 10 years. A 2003, he has a 2003 arrest or conviction on Missouri. I'm sorry, Your Honor, not Missouri. It's Richmond County here in Georgia, but it's a CWAC charge, and a 2014 criminal attempt of court in 2014 out of South Carolina. I can type it to you in the chat.
Okay, thank you. Mitchell?
Your Honor, in this case, the defendant was caught with a stolen Georgia license plate, property of Zion, spelled Z-I-O-N, Graham, spelled G-R-A-H-A-M. It was found on the back of his vehicle. Officers actually received information of a stolen license plate and later located defendant's vehicle bearing said stolen license plate. The defendant's vehicle and the license plate were both Chevy Impala, but when the VIN numbers didn't match, officers questioned the defendant about the license plate, and the defendant stated that he didn't know the license plate was on his vehicle and that he bought the vehicle in Illinois with the Illinois tag 7 months ago, and it wasn't registered. Officers later found another stolen license plate in the trunk of defendant's vehicle that also belonged to a Chevy Impala, but didn't match the VIN number on defendant's vehicle as well. The defendant stated he didn't know how that license plate got in his trunk. Your Honor, as heard from pretrial, the defendant is a convicted felon and does have a history. And in this case, based on that and the alleged facts, we are, well, there's a current bond of $500 surety, and we're going to request that bond remain the same with no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Thank you.
All right, it's going to be a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Does that suit you, Ms. Bronstein?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good luck to you, Mr. Burrow.
All right.
Position 4, Mr. Clark.
How you doing, Judge?
I'm doing well, Mr. Clark. Good afternoon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ms. Harrison?
No prior history, Judge.
Okay, and I believe I've already heard the facts of this matter from the co-defendant. Anything you want to add to that, Ms. Mitchell?
No, Your Honor. I actually recommended a $2,000 signature no further contact, stay away, AA, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Originally, it was a lot going on in this case, so the state's fine with that.
Okay, so let me just, so a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial, 1-day anger awareness, stay away from the PetSmart on 1801 Howell Mill Road, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
And no contact with Deshaun
And no
Jackson.
contact with Deshaun Jackson. Does that suit you, Ms. Bronstein?
Yes, that's what I was gonna ask for.
Okay, very good. Good luck to you, Mr. Clark. You've got the signature bond.
Position 12, Mr. Sims.
Hello, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sims. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is a state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sims. You've been charged in case 22 CR 004275J with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Harrison?
An arrest, Judge. First arrest was December of 2020 for battery in Atlanta, Georgia. That is an open case, 20 CR 006196J. Nothing further, Judge.
Ms. Sari?
Yes, Your Honor, in this case, officers responded to 2280 Campbellton Road Southwest, that's in Atlanta, regarding a physical dispute. The victim in this case is Robert Brown. He stated that he and the defendant got into a verbal argument regarding the victim's house or his couch smelling like feet. The victim stated that the defendant had been staying with him for a short amount of time. And when they got into this argument, a fight eventually ensued, and the victim was punched multiple times in the face by the defendant while he sat on top of the victim. Your Honor, as we've heard from pretrial in this case, the defendant does have an open battery from 2020. I would like to point out that that battery case involves the same victim. A no contact order and a stay away was issued, a stay away from this very same incident location. He was given a $5,000 good bond, and he was given this good bond by you, Your Honor. The victim also had a previous TPO against the defendant. And in that battery case, it was similar incidents of the defendant punching the victim and the victim sustaining a swollen eye. So, Your Honor, given that this defendant has clearly violated his bond conditions, the state's recommendation is a $6,000 surety bond, a stay away from the incident location, no contact with the victim, 1-day anger awareness, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
Mr. Fairlane?
Yes, Judge. And I do understand, obviously, the history that Mr. Sims is dealing with here. And I did really stress to him, obviously, the importance of moving forward. He needs to act a certain way. I do have an address for him that he can be elsewhere. Obviously, that is a big issue here, and he does have one. And I stressed to him, obviously, he needs to be anywhere but that address that we've just talked about. He does just started a job at UPS actually about a week ago. Hasn't even gotten his first check yet, but he's going to be working full time there. He does have no one to help, Judge. He has no one that would be able to help him make bond. So if he does have a bond set, unless he miraculously finds someone, he's not going to be able to get out. So I am asking for a signature bond on Mr. Sims' behalf. But if you're not inclined, Judge, we are asking for a $1,000 surety bond on Mr. Sims' behalf.
All right. And you know, Mr. Finley, that this is,
I understand. Yeah.
I don't like orders to be violated. I certainly don't like my orders to be violated. There's a reason that, and this isn't for you, Mr. Finley, and I understand that.
I know. Yeah.
This is for Mr. Sims. You know, I find it odd that I gave a $5,000 good bond on the last case, which means that I had concerns regarding this matter. I issued a stay away and I issued a no further contact. There appears to be a violation of both the stay away and the no further contact. So I certainly can't go down on the bond. So as such, I am taking the state's recommendation. It's going to be a $6,000 good bond, no further contact with Robert Brown. And no further contact means, put your hand down, Mr. Sims. No further contact means no contact whatsoever, no personal contact, no telephone contact, no email contact, no social media contact, absolutely no contact whatsoever. If you have any belongings at the 280 Campbellton Road address, you can have a one-time escort with police to retrieve any belongings that you may have there. No drugs, no alcohol or weapons while out on bond. If you're not able to make this bond, I will see you back in my court on July 19th. All right, good luck to you, Mr. Sims.
Position 16, Mr. Westmoreland.
Good afternoon, Mr. Westmoreland. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Westmoreland, you've been charged in case 22 CR 004278J with criminal trespass and damage to property. Is there a history, Ms. Harrison?
There are 14 cycles with history in Georgia and South Carolina. Last arrest, August of 2021 for probation violation in Fulton County. Underlying charge was not indicated. Record does indicate a 2010 felony conviction for attempt to conspiracy to violate Georgia Controlled Substance Act. One violation within the past 10 years. Nothing further to add.
Sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, officers responded to 1001 Virginia Avenue, Suite 20 in Hateville, Georgia. They spoke with the victim, whose name is Tabitha Ball. She stated that her commercial office was broken into, and upon the officers' arrival, they observed window blinds destroyed, ornaments, picture frames, and a wooden desk. The state's recommend, I'm sorry, one. Okay, as we've heard from pretrial, this defendant does have a history. He has a 2021 criminal trespass family violence case that appears to be open, as well as 2 charges in 2020, one for simple battery and one for battery family violence. He also has a 2021 probation violation. So due to the defendant's risk of reoffending, as well as the probation violation, the state's recommendation in this case is a $2,000 surety bond with conditions of staying away from the incident location, no contact with the victim, and a anti-theft course, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond.
Mr. Finley?
Yes, Judge.
I'm sorry.
No,
Also,
no, go ahead.
BCIC is indicating a hold out of Greensboro, Georgia. It's not indicating what the charge is, but it's a probation violation.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Harrison. Mr. Finley?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Westmoreland is 46 years old. He does have 2 jobs. He works for Uber Eats and also has worked as a janitor at the Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. He has two children that he's done a good job raising. One is at Fort Stewart, another one that's in high school. While I do recognize some of the recent criminal history, I believe I heard that those were not convictions. So he is presumed innocent on those. And aside from those, I believe the other cases we heard was from 2010, I believe. So he has been walking a straight line. I do understand those recent arrests, but he is presumed innocent on those. I am asking for a signature bond on Mr. Westmoreland's behalf. He has lots of family here, so he does have strong community ties, and he does want to fight this charge. So he assured me he would be at court. So once again, Judge, I'm asking for a signature bond, but if not inclined, a $1,000 surety bond.
Okay, it's going to be a $500 good bond No further contact with Tabitha Ball. Stay away from the um, uh, Virginia Avenue address. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Westmoreland.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Judge, if we can go back to position 4, Mr. Clark, real quick. He has a question about his stay away. Hold on,
Okay, let me get back with him.
Your Honor, it might be due to the fact that he's a security guard at that, that plaza.
So he's a security guard at the 1801 Howell Mill Road. And that encompasses that PetSmart.
The employee brought him into the situation with the irate customer.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna keep him away from his job.
We're
So,
fine with that, Your Honor. I believe he's, security guard in that plaza.
okay, so just no further contact with Deshaun Jackson. So if she works in that PetSmart, I guess he'll have to get somebody else to deal with that. But he can go back to the 1801 Howell Mill Road if that encompasses a shopping area. Okay?
Thank you,
Was
Your
that
Honor.
What
your
position was
question?
he?
Say it again?
I didn't get what position he was.
position 4, Mr. Clark.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
All right, was that your question, Mr. Clark?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome.
And also, real quick, Judge, real quick, position 2 says he needs an escort to get his things. Come on, Mr. Bowles. Position 2, Mr. Bowles.
Okay, so Mr. Bowles needs a one-time escort to go. So he still has something at Emory University emergency room?
I mean, they didn't bring none of my property. They live.
Okay, all right, Mr. Bowles, I'm gonna allow you to go back to Emory University emergency. This is position number 2. Ms. Bridgewater, he can go back to Emory University emergency room on one occasion. Yes, sir.
Is there any way, because I'm about to go to Henry County, and when I get out of Henry County, I'm not gonna have no phone, no money, no nothing. So is there any way they could bring my property here, or?
I don't know about that, Mr. Bowles. If you don't get your property, I'm gonna allow you to go back there on one occasion with law enforcement. Possibly you can speak with your attorney in the matter and you all can arrange something.
Bowles, have a seat. Bowles, have a seat. Or you can, yeah.
Did you get that, Ms. Bridgewater?
I got it, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, Judge, we're completed here in courtroom 2. Enjoy your 4th.
Okay, you do the same. Be safe.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you. So let's see, who do we have at the South Annex? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, position number 1.
All right, Ms. Barber, good afternoon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Barber, you've been charged in case 22 CR 004265D with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Harrison?
No prior history, Judge.
Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor, in this case, the defendant battered the father of her children, Mr. Kenny, spelled Kenney, Hawkins, by punching him in the mouth, leaving him with a bruise on his top lip. Our victim advocate had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Hawkins, and he stated that they do not live together, but they both visit each other's homes, and that the children weren't around during the incident. He states he can't remember what happened, but this was the first incident that they've had that was like this. He said he wants to dismiss the case and that he wasn't worried about the items that were broken as a result of the battery. So based on that, we are recommending a $3,000 signature bond, no further contact with Mr. Hawkins, a third-party transfer of their children, a stay away from the incident location 2011 Venetian Drive Southwest, Atlanta, Georgia, as we believe that is his residence, a one-day anger awareness course, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Ms. Bell. Did you speak with Mr. Hawkins regarding this matter?
Yes, I did.
And he wants, and this is Mr. Hawkins on the line here?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, thank you, Ms. Bell. I'll ask him directly, okay?
Okay.
Um, Ms. Bronstein, do you mind if I go to Mr. Hawkins first?
That's fine, Judge.
All right, Mr. Hawkins,
Yes.
good afternoon, sir. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. If you would like to address the court, I'll need for you to raise your right hand for me. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. What would you like to tell the court?
I really want them to just miss it, just let her be, because you know we got kids together, so my kids need their mother. So I really not, like I said, it's a day that she was just on one of her bad days. She's not a bad person.
Okay, you're not afraid of her?
No, sir.
And you want her back into the household?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Hawkins. Anything further?
No, sir.
All right, so it's gonna be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial, 1-day anger awareness, no further violent contact with Mr. Hawkins, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Does that suit you, Ms. Bronstein?
Yes, Your Honor. I was going to ask for that she return and the no violent contacts. That's everything.
Okay, very good. Good luck to you, Ms. Barber. And you also, Mr. Hawkins.
Your Honor, can I ask you a question? So she can sign out today?
Whenever they'll let her sign out when they process her out. So I'm not sure if that's gonna be today or tomorrow, but she will be able to sign herself out.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Position number 7, Your Honor.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Hightower. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Ms. Hightower, you've been charged in case 22 CR 004271G with criminal trespass. Is there a history, Ms. Harrison?
6 cycles, last arrest March of this year for criminal trespass in Fulton County. That was a conviction, 22 CR 001224G. Record also indicates a 2021 theft by taken misdemeanor conviction, a 2015 battery, and 2013 battery convictions. Nothing further to add.
Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the defendant criminally trespassed, excuse me, at the, I believe, M&M grocery corner store addressed at 911 Joseph E. Boone, Northwest Atlanta, Georgia, by returning to said location even after being given multiple criminal trespass warnings from the owner in the past. Your Honor, there is a risk of reoffending. In this case, the criminal trespass conviction he received in March of this year, it stated it was a different store, but it's addressed the same address as this corner store. So this is the second offense of the same incident location in this county. Based on that, there is a current bond of $500 surety, and the state requests that bond be reduced to a $1,500 signature bond with a stay away from the incident location and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Nothing further, Your Honor.
I take it that's fine from you, Ms. Bronstein.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so it's going to be a $1,500 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from the Joseph E. Boone address, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Ms. Hightower, I'm gonna let you out, but you can't go back to that M&M grocery. You understand that?
Yes, Mr. Morrow.
Okay. Good luck to you, ma'am.
So I get out?
Yes, you can sign yourself out. Okay.
Thank you. Position number 9, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Ms. McMillian. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You have been charged in case 22 CR 004273Y with simple battery, family violence, and criminal trespass and damage to property. Is there a history?
No prior history, Judge.
Ms. Mitchell?
Yeah, Your Honor, in this case, the defendant battered her mother, Miss Alexis Hill, by striking and pushing her during a verbal dispute. The defendant also threw out Miss Hill's items from the residence and broke her perfume bottle. Ms. Hill stated she didn't want to press charges and just wanted the defendant to leave the residence. The defendant admitted to having a physical altercation with her mother by hitting and pushing her. Your Honor, based on what was stated in the police report and the defendant's lack of history, we are recommending a $3,000 signature bond, no further contact with Ms. Hill, a stay away from incident location 100 Grayfield Lane, Sandy Springs, Georgia, a one-day anger awareness course, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Thank you.
Is that 1,500 apiece?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And Your Honor, the only thing I would ask is that the stay away, that is where Ms. McMillan lives, not where her mother lives. And her mother was visiting. So I would ask for the signature bond. The no contact is fine, but no stay away, because again, that's where Ms. McMillan resides and her mother does not.
Okay, so there's no objection to the no further contact, but you would like her to be able to go back to her place of residence.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so it's going to be a $1,500 signature bond through pretrial on each charge, which makes it a total of a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial, one-day anger awareness, no further contact with Alexis Hill at this time, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. All right. Good luck to you, Ms. McMillan.
Thank you.
You're
That'll
welcome.
be all for South Annex, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
And I believe that concludes the calendar. Is that right?
It does,
Your Honor,
yes.
hold
Yes.
on. One second. I apologize, Your Honor. For
You're fine,
position
you're fine.
16, Mr. Westmoreland,
Yes.
he doesn't really understand exactly what happened. He thought he had a signature bond. And I should-
He has a $500 good bond.
Your
So-
Honor.
Yeah.
Can I speak?
Mr.
Yeah,
West, hold on, Mr. Westmoreland. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you, okay? Mr. Finley?
Yes, Mr. Westmoreland. So earlier when we were talking, so there's a difference between a signature bond and a surety bond. A surety bond, which is what you have a $500 a surety bond. So you would be able to go through a bonding company and would only be responsible for 10 to 15% of that amount. So $50 to $100 plus taxes.
Your Honor, I was just asking, could I please beg the courts to give me a signature bond? Because this is where I got locked up at, driving at my job at Uber Eats. My tags were expired. My wife is about to go have surgery on the 21st. We really don't have extra money. That's all. We really don't have it. And I didn't understand that, sir.
Okay, I understand, Mr. Westmoreland, but I've made the decision based on your history and based on the facts and circumstances of your particular case. And as such, I'm going to stand by the $500 good bond. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, let's see. Ms. Bridgewater, whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready. Once again, the reset date for the.
I think this is a record
Yes.
for me, though.
Oh, and I'm so happy.
Trying to get through it.
Again, everybody, Judge, let me get through this so we can keep the record.
Okay, go ahead.
The reset date for the SAP calendar is going to be July the 19th. Position number 1 is being reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 2 is reset further notice with a $5,000 SOB through the jail. Position 3, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through the jail. Position 4 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 5 is reset further notice with a $2,000 total SOB through the jail. Position 6 is reset further notice with a $1,000 SOB through the jail. Position 7 is reset further notice with a $1,500 SOB through the jail. Position 8, reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 9 is reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 10, reset further notice with a total $2,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 11, reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 12 is going to the SAP calendar with a $6,000 good bond. Position 13 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 14 is reset further notice with a total $5,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 15, reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through the jail. And position 16 is going to the SAP calendar with a $500 good bond. How about that? Any questions, corrections, otherwise? Okay, now, Judge, everybody will meet you at your house for the cookout. How about that?
If you can find it, good luck to you.
Everybody have a safe and wonderful 4th, okay?
Yes.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Be safe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll see you in the morning, Mr. Finley.
All right, take care. See you then.
Okay.
Yes.
Coming at you, Judge, okay?